The TOP fans have spoken once again. This is a lesson for Levitate by 21 Pilots. Two things before we get into this lesson. It is quite tricky to play. Don't get discouraged because it is quite fast and the kick drums are definitely challenging to sneak in between those 16th note hi-hats. The second thing is the pattern is a little bit complicated, but I'm going to go over it a bunch because it gets repeated a lot in the song. So just stick with the lesson and I'm sure you'll have it memorized by the end. Anyway guys, let's jump on the kit and see what we can work out. This song is still pretty brand new, so I haven't got my head around all of the sections, but hopefully if you know this song pretty well, you'll be able to follow along with where I'm up to in the song. It's basically a 4-bar loop that gets used again and again, but every now and again the kicks change, the hats change, sometimes the snare drum changes as well. So it's a little bit confusing, but I'll try to just take it step by step so we know where we're up to. Starting out in the very beginning, we've got like a synth sound and kick drums playing kind of groups of 3 over 4. Sounds like this. And here we go, we are into the main beat now. It is tricky. It's quite fast on the hi-hats and the kick drums are killer just because we have a lot of extra kick drums falling right on the snare drum, which is a bit unusual and it just means you've got to play that one extra kick drum and really work your foot. I'll play it for you slowly. You might have to practice it slowly for weeks, maybe even months, I'm not sure, but just take it slow so that you get the sound right and then you'll be able to speed it up to the song. Here we go. The next 4 bars are very similar and we're going to play them twice through. I should point out now before we get too far in the video, if this is too complicated and too challenging, just scale it back. Instead of 16th notes on the hi-hats, you can play 8th notes. You can leave out some of those kick drums or some of those snare drums just to make it a little bit easier. Moving on, we're going to grab that thing that we played in the intro with the side of the drum, but we're going to add a backbeat on 2 and 4 on the snare drum, just like this. Moving on, we are back over on our hi-hats playing 16th notes with plenty of quick kick drums. I'll play the next 4 bars for you slowly. Here we go with the next 4 bars, pretty similar once again. From there, things get a little bit sparse for a second. We're going to keep the hi-hats going 16th notes, but there's not nearly as much stuff going on the kicks and the snare drums, so take a break while you can. For this next section, we start the bar with sizzled hi-hats. For the next bit, the kicks change a little bit once again. Now we're up to the part where the drums drop out for a bit. It's just those synths. When we come back in, we're going to pick it up on beat 4, and then we pretty much just play through our verses twice, and that's going to take us to the end of the song. And then the very last 4 bars of the song go like this. And there we go, that is all the parts to Levitate by 21 Pilots. As I said earlier, it is very, very challenging, so feel free to break it down to make it a bit easier to play along, but just keep in mind that eventually you might want to come back and try it up to speed with all the bells and whistles. It's definitely a challenge, but have fun with it. Happy practicing, guys. I'll see you at the next lesson.